I bet you know how it feels sometimes to go through life and feel like the one thing you need is just so far away. In a world as broken and sinful as ours is, that can be any number of things. It can be good health. Maybe you've been hurting with a broken body and poor health for so long that you hardly remember what it was like to have a body that functioned. It could be words of appreciation or affirmation or love. You don't remember the last time somebody looked at you and said, "Well done. I'm proud of you. I love you." It could be a sense of peace as you turn on the news, as you scroll through your social media feed, as you're bombarded by bad news after bad news after bad news, and the responses that you hear to it from all over are people just trying to shout more loudly than the other person, and it doesn't make you feel peace, it doesn't make you feel safe, it doesn't make you feel like things are going to be okay. For the Israelites in Deuteronomy chapter 30, I wonder if the one thing that they needed that felt furthest away from them was a sense of, I can do this. In the chapters leading up to Deuteronomy chapter 30, God lays out very clearly his curses and his blessings. Cursed is anyone who does this or that, or fails to do this or that. Cursed is anyone who fails to remember God or put his word into practice. Cursed is anyone who does these things. And he really just bombards them with law after expectation, which are all good things, of course, very good things. They're coming from God, but as they heard all the thou shalt and thou shalt nots and everything they heard, just, I bet they felt like we often do when we look at our normal to-do list and see that we didn't get everything done. And then you look at the to-do list we have from God about not just the things we ought to do, but the heart with which we should do them. And we realize, oh, I'm so far from that. And yet in Deuteronomy chapter 30, Moses says to them, this is not too difficult for you. It's like, okay, yeah, this isn't too difficult for you. It's not like the satisfaction of walking through life at peace and joy and with a clean conscience is so far away that you need to go up into the heavens to get it, or you need to dive into the depths of the sea to get it. Go on this long, lengthy, difficult journey in order to find a moment of peace in this very difficult world, in the middle of a sensitive conscience. He says it's not too far, it's right here with you. You already have it, it's within your grasp. And Moses wasn't making that up, he was of course sharing a promise. A promise from the God who, well, remember, he was there on the day when it really looked like the one thing that everyone needed was so far away. On the day when God was hanging on a cross and the sky was really dark and the disciples weren't really rallying around each other, they had run away. On a day when God was growing weaker by the moment, with nails pounded into his skin and blood streaming down his face from the crown of thorns they had placed on top of him. On the day that God died on a cross, it looked like God's people would never again be able to hold the one thing they need more than anything. God was there that day too. But what he was really doing was showing you a love that will always search for you, that will never be far away, that is so determined to give you everything you need at every moment, that he will sacrifice everything he has and everything he is just to make that happen. He's giving you what the book of John calls the Word made flesh, who came and dwelled among us, so that we wouldn't have to go searching for God, and the forgiveness that he already won, and the promise that he's always with us, and the assurance that he is guiding us and leading us and knows the way we ought to go, so that we can simply follow with him, leading every step of the way, and know whatever happens, whatever comes, whatever it is we happen to be missing, it's going to be okay. He's leading us home, to a place where our bodies will never hurt again, to a place we'll never again be separated from those we love, to the home where our Father will always look at you with perfect delight, as if you are his most perfect child, which is exactly the way he sees you right now. Jesus was there too, on the day when it looked like those things were so far away, but they really weren't. They were right there in front of his people. And they are too for you, whenever you open up the Word and read it, or hear it, or are reminded of its wonderful promises and the gracious love of the God who gives them to you. It is never far away. What you're doing right now, soaking in that Word, it's the one thing that you will always need, and the one thing you will always have the ability to do. Rest well in all those promises, in all of his love, in all of his attention, in all of the grace that is poured out to you so abundantly through Jesus. Rest well tonight in him, my friends.